mean, honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of success there in previous 4 years or last year. So I think it feels good to be back in there and giving me a lot of versatility. But I think situationally and formationally, I end up outside sometimes. So back to what I was doing before. But also, I think that we have a lot of good guys too. We have a really great room. We got a couple of vets to be Mike Shaq. We got a bunch of young guys that are hungry and ready to step up and make some plays. And I think we saw a lot of that today.
A lot of the guys have been talking hyped about. You had Mike Evans say he was looking as good as he looked since 2019. Earlier, coach said you look leaner than before. Did you feel that on the field? And how do you feel about your physical stance?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I think that anytime you're coming off the injury that I did, right, it takes a few years to kind of get back. And I've always been the type of person I've never really focused on dwelling on the past. So just trying to do the best I can with what I have. And in the last 2 years, 2 years ago, first year off the injury, I was doing pretty good, but I could tell something was a little bit missing. And last year was a little bit better, so this year I'm looking to step back up again. And I think only time will really tell, how things play out, but I'm feeling pretty good about this year. And honestly, just needing for the opportunity.
What did you feel like was kind of missing?
Well, I think the things that kind of stand out a little bit the most are just you got a little bit of exposure, and those things take time to get back, right? You spend your whole life kind of building that up, and then you have to kind of rebuild it. So while there were some things that I did really well, kind of work my way through, there was still more left out there on the table. I'm just eager to get back to doing some of the things that I've historically done well. So right after they catch stuff, scoring more touchdowns, all the things that I can do to really help the team. And I think just the offense, I think the confidence that I'm stepping on the field with, I think the comfort with big, I think all of those things will play into just more productive season. I think every year I change things up just a little bit. I think if you're ever just doing the exact same thing, I feel like you're kind of being complacent, and I never really want to take that approach. Always looking for different ways to be a little bit better. That comes from recovery, training, the whole nine. So, like I said, I'm excited about the year, man.
Coach Bowles said that you look leaner. Do you feel like your body's a little bit different coming into this camp?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's I think the way that we practice kind of helps that. I think that, the types of reps that I'm getting is helping that. But also, I've always eaten really well. So maybe just changing the things that I eat, or, change how much running you do. I think all of it, it's a big picture thing. It's not just you just go change your diet and now you're playing better. It's a full scale approach.
The way you practice is in pretty good tempo?
Yeah, we practice at a really good tempo. We're getting more reps early on, but we've been working that since OTAs. I think that just the way that the coaches have approached it has been really good and allow guys to be confident stepping onto the field, and we're hitting the ground running. I think we started off a little bit slow today offensively, but we finished really, really strong, and that's a good sign.
Chris, yeah, I was going to ask you about the vibe. Last year, everybody was predicting you guys to do nothing. We signed everybody. Mike, Baker, Levante comes back. You got everybody. Does it feel a little bit different early in camp here? A lot of confidence with this vibe?
I mean, being perfectly honest, last year, it didn't matter to us either way, what anybody else thought. And I think I said that, it doesn't matter what people project before the season, not just for us, but for anybody. It doesn't matter until we get on the field. You go out there and you play the games for a reason. If it was just on paper, with no reason to play the games, you would just pick whoever people perceive to have the best roster and just crown them champions. But that's not how it works. So regardless of what anybody outside the building thinks, last year we were confident, and this year it's the same way. We have our core nucleus back, and now we have the opportunity to go out there and to win games. But if we don't go out there and put the work in during training camp, we're doing ourselves a disservice, and we won't be able to go out there and execute on the game field. But I think guys are just confident. We're having a lot of fun, and I think that we're very unified. We feel really good about who we have, and guys are just enjoying being around our teammates.
Chris, I don't think there's a better situation for a young receiver to come in than to have Chris Godwin and Mike Evans as his mentors, right? You had Mike, obviously, when he came in. But J-Mac has flashed ever since he was drafted, and we saw him out here today a couple times. What do you like about this young guy, and how much having that third dude, right, that can do those type of things athletically, how much will that make you and Mike's job a little easier?
Man, I think Well, first I think you hit it on the head, right, with that, like the situation he's coming into, right? Like, when I came in, like I had Mike, like I also had DJ and I had Adam Humphries, right? Like I had a good group of guys ahead of me that like helped show me how to be a pro, and like I think I was able to come and fit in and learn from those guys and like apply what I could to my game. And I see a lot of those same things in Jalen. Like he has a really good feel for the game. You can tell that already, just the way he moves. He's coming in playing with confidence, and like he's doing a really good job of taking in the advice from the vets, from me, Mike, from Shaq, guys who played a lot of ball. He's like really taking in like that advice and really applying it. Definitely, like we still have like a long way to go, and like that's what I was telling him today. But like I really appreciate his enthusiasm for the game. Like he makes a big play and like he's celebrating, and like we're trying to get more of that. We're trying to like. It's not just business as usual. Like we score a touchdown, like let's celebrate. It's just fun. You know? So I think he's off to a really good start. And again, it's day 2. Right? We gotta put the pads on, and then progress to preseason games and then on to the regular season. But off to a good start. I think it's a great addition to our group.
Chris, because you have chemistry with Baker now and the confidence is there, it looks like you guys have kind of picked up where you left off at the end of last season. Has it just allowed everybody to play loose out there? You mentioned like having fun, celebrating. It just seems like that's kind of picked up the aura as well.
Yeah, I think so. Like we're just, like you said, like we're out there trying to have fun. It seems like that's where Big shines the most anyway, right? Like he's out there, he's like a big kid. Like he's scrambling around. Like the end of the last drill there, like he's having the ball, and like that kind of stuff is infectious, like to the rest of the team. So just like his demeanor, his approach, I think we all rally around that. You got some high energy guys on the defensive end too. Like we get really good competition, and the more we compete against each other, like the harder we push each other offensively and defensively, the better off we'll be when we go out next season. Not necessarily. Like I mean, I think I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of like where I am, like in my career. But like my approach is always to get better. Like I'm always trying to be the best that I can be and to improve right from the year before. Like I'm gonna go out there and play good because I want to play well, because I want to play well, and I want to win games. I want to be the best that I can for my team, like regardless of the contract situation. Like I'm a firm believer that I take care of what I have to on the field. Everything else will take care of itself.
Being able to do a bunch of things on the field, one of those things being blocking. How big is these guys being blocked to establish that running? The running hasn't been the greatest this year consistently. I mean, the past couple years consistently. How big will that be in the offense in general, but especially for the running?
It's going to be huge. Like we know that, we speak about that. We understand. Like it's not just the offensive line in the run game. It's like our running backs. Like we are a very big part of that. And I think as receivers, we're trying to take a lot more pride in being effective as a group in the running game. Because like obviously it only helps us in the pass game, right? Like it helps us in play action. It helps us by like having the defense like have to commit another defender to the run game, and now we can do better in our drop back passing game. But also like it's crucial to us winning. The games where we ran the ball like better last year, we set ourselves up to be successful. We probably won those games, and we know that like, we're not trying to be last in the league in rushing. We can't have that, and we've been towards the last couple of years. So like, we've got to be a lot better, and as a group of receivers, we have to like be a lot better in helping running backs, helping offensive line.
Next year, a couple more. Liam Cohen. You're in those call here as a Liam, and you're kind of learning the offense. Does that give you a feel for how you might call games going forward? What do you like most about his ability to learn?
I mean, I think it does give you like a little bit of a feel, right? Like, but at the same time, we're still early in camp, so we don't have the entire like playbook to choose from right now. It's like a limited menu, but I think that like I like those drills because it does kind of simulate how a game would go, like the flow of seven guys like in and out, like personnel wise, like getting the call, hearing it, having to execute, remove the ball, and have to play situational football. So I think those drills are really, really vital for us. But I think we're starting to kind of get a feel for what Liam likes. You can tell that he's very excited to call plays. You know, he's excited to put this offense together. But one thing I really like about him is he's very open to like it being a collaborative effort. Like he wants our input. He wants to know what guys do well. He wants to know how we feel about things. And I think that's going to make for a really, really exciting year.
Chris, do you have a thought on Shaq retiring and you have a kind of memory of Shaq that stands out as a teammate?
I was kind of surprised to see that he had retired. Obviously, I didn't have any talks with him prior to that. Like I had no idea. But you know, Shaq was always a great teammate, and he was a great player for us. Right? Like his first year here when he led the league in sacks for those tops, right? Like that was an amazing year. I think to me though, like the biggest, or one of my favorite memories of Shaq was last year, right? Early in the year, it's like I don't know who we were playing. Was it
Bears.
right?
Bears.
Back there, backed up, and they tried to throw a screen, and he one hand pick six, and like for a defensive end to do that, right? Or outside back, right? That's insane. Like the fact that he called it and scored. I remember the guys were just teed up about it. So, I mean, I couldn't be happier for him. I think it's obviously it's a major decision in his life. But I'm excited for him to get to spend a lot of time with his family, and just congratulate him on a phenomenal career.
Okay.